You caught me. This is one of my things that we're going to do for writing today. Well, this is just a thing anyway. Anyway, this is a breakfast cookie. Never heard of them until a couple of weeks ago, but now it's something we have in my house almost every week. And for writing, we're going to work on how to do a recipe. So I'm going to show you how to make breakfast cookies. So before we get started, I forgot to mention one thing, so I had to hop back in here. So your assignment is you're going to cook, bake something with your family. It doesn't have to be today, sometime before the next week. You can do it on the weekend, upload it Monday, whatever works better for your family. But your assignment for the writing part is to write down the ingredients, write down what it is and how much you need. And then also write down the steps. That's your writing assignment. That's it. Now, I have made a video into like my whole process of how I made my breakfast cookies. Video is not necessary. Pictures are not even necessary. It's a writing assignment. If you want to add pictures, cool. If you want to add video, even better. If you don't, fine by me. The only thing I'm looking for is your writing. The ingredients, how much you need, what are they, and the steps. Now, please do make sure that if you're going to do pictures or videos that we are AGC and you know that we support and encourage healthy foods. So you'll see that my breakfast cookies are sugar-free. They are also gluten-free since they're made with oatmeal instead of flour. So, I mean, you know where you go to school. Anyway, the next screen you will see the ingredients, what you need, and how much you need, and then the steps. That's all you have to do. If you want to go into the next step of making pictures or video, please do. Enjoy breakfast cookies. Alrighty, so these are the ingredients you're gonna need: oatmeal, salt, cinnamon, bananas, which I'll talk about in a second, a little bit of chocolate chips if you want to, maple syrup or honey. I'm using honey. And then you have your choice of nut butter. Now, if you're not allergic to peanuts, we like peanuts in my house, this is what I'm going to use. But if you're allergic to peanuts, you can do almond butter. If you're allergic to nuts and peanuts, you can do seed butter. You could also mix all three. The choice is up to you. Now, about bananas. Here I have two smaller bananas and one big one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go with these two small ones. And the reason is, if you see all these spots, this darkness, this means that the banana is sweeter. This banana, while still delicious, is going to be less sweet, just so you can see how yellow it is. So, because we're not using any sugar, as you can see, the bananas will provide sweetness. So I want it more sweet. So, these are the ingredients. Alright, the first step I like to do is I like to mash my bananas first. Good. Because if you mash them and you let them sit for a little bit, it will make them even sweeter. The bananas are already like this. We're not adding any sugar, but it's just a step I like to do. I'll show you what it's look like when I'm done. Now, you're looking for something that looks like this. Imagine kind of like applesauce, but smashed bananas. And I'm going to let that sit for 5 minutes. So I'll be back in 5 minutes. Alrighty, so it's been about 5 minutes, and it looks kind of the same, but that's the thing I like to do. Anyways, I'm going to start to put in the rest of the ingredients. Now, a couple of things for you. I like to have the recipe written down above where I'm going to work, because that allows me to not have to take my phone out again or memorize or remember things. I can just look up and not have to keep going back to my phone. So anyways, a couple of things that you see that I do is I have it written by like measurements, 2 cups, and I have this number next to it. So what I like to do is I have this scale that allows me to put, like, the bananas are on there right now with the bowl, and it weighs this much, and I can just take it back to 0. So next, I need the 2 cups of oats, and I've already prepared them. So those go in. Basically everything goes in here together. And then same thing, I set it back out. So I have the oats, I have the bananas. Next I need the peanut butter, and I'm looking for 200 grams. So I'm gonna need both hands to do that. So I'll show you what that looks like after. Alright, you can see I went over a tiny bit, but 202 grams, and I actually decided to do 100 of the almond butter and 100 of the peanut butter. So next is chocolate chips, a third a cup or 60 grams. So same thing, I'm going to hit that 0. I'm going to get my chocolate chips and I'm going to add them in here till I get 60 or close enough. 41. Oh, I nailed it. 60 grams. Here's chocolate chips. Next, I want a quarter cup of maple syrup or honey. I already told you today I'm going with honey and I need 82 grams. So, 82 grams, I've reset it down to 0. It's much harder to do with one hand. I'll leave it right there at 81. Very much close enough. Next, I need a teaspoon of cinnamon and 3/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm gonna need my hands again, so I'm gonna have to pause this here for a second. Alright, so you can see where I added the cinnamon right in the middle, and then I put the salt on top of the peanut butter so that you could see it. So I'm basically, we can double check oats, yep. Bananas, yes. And I went with peanut and almond, yes. Chocolate chips, yep. Syrup or honey, yes. A teaspoon of cinnamon, yes. Salt, yes. And if I wanted to, I could add some almonds or some other kind of nut. A third of a cup, 33 grams. I'm not going to do that today. Just because I don't have any in this coronavirus time, and I don't want to be going to the store for something that it's not necessary. So the next thing I need is I need to turn the oven at 325 degrees. So here's 300, here's 350, and if our math is the same everywhere, then the middle of 50 and 25 is just like counting quarters. This dot in the middle should be 325. Now, as you can tell, I like to kind of clean and put away things as I go. I find it makes for organizing, and just when you're done, much easier. I just put away the scale. So now the last step is to mix this. You can use a spoon, you can use a wooden spoon, you can use a mixer. I'm going to use this. I find it much easier to mix with my hands than with anything else. You just want it to be one complete little thing. So let me put you down for a second so I can take off my ring. Okay. Now this might take me a little bit longer because I'll do one end, but anyway, you just want to mix and mix and mix, and eventually this will come into one piece together. You want to make sure you're getting the bananas in the bottom, the peanut butter on the sides. Okay, so I'm going to be doing this for a little bit. I'll show you what. So I mixed it all together. You can see it's sticky. That's totally normal. So I have made my ugly looking cookies, but you know, they'll be delicious. It's not how they look. Anyway, remember 325, 12 to 15 minutes. So I'm gonna set my timer for 12 minutes just because in my oven it always runs a little bit hot, so I'd rather they not burn. So for start, in the oven they go. 1, 2. And what I like to do while they're in the oven is I like to keep my kitchen clean. You can see where I worked is already clean. So this is all that I dirtied. I dirtied the bowl. The fork I used to mash the bananas. This is my peanut butter and spoon for toasting out, and then my salt and cinnamon. So what I'm going to do is while those cook, I'm going to clean. I'll catch you when they're ready. It literally took me not even 3 minutes. The kitchen's clean. Clean, and I'm ready for these cookies to come out. I'll catch you when they're ready. Timer has gone off. Let's see. They maybe need another minute or two. They still look a little bit wet. We're looking for them to also be a little bit brown on the outside, so they're not there yet. We'll give them another minute and a half. 1 minute and a half. Timer went off again. They look good to go. So basically what we want to do is we want want to take them out. And we just allow them to rest in the cooking trays. Don't forget to turn off your oven. And we just wait about an hour. They're done. It's been about an hour or 2 or 3, I don't know. Anyway, that's how you make them. Should you make them? Cool. Should you not? Cool. Remember, this is just a writing assignment, so I'm just looking for your ingredients, how many, and the steps. One thing I guess I never mentioned is, I just saw the whole video, is why these are breakfast cookies. Basically, we eat these for breakfast. Because they have peanut butter, they have oatmeal, they have banana. They are very fast to eat, so I drink this with like a glass of like almond milk or soy milk or whatever I have in the house. And it fills me up for almost to lunch, and that way I can get ready for school in the morning, take care of Alma, whatever I need to do. So quick, easy, fairly healthy breakfast.